Oh, hello. Welcome to this Deadloch Town Hall here in X-Ray. My name is Tom Ballard. On Deadloch, I play Constable Sven Alderman, the most important character, and I'm also your host for these things, which is great fun. I'm joined by our wonderful showrunners. We've got cast, we've even got a director. We are here to chat about episode 1. Hey, you guys!
Great to meet you all.
Yeah, so lovely to meet you. I really love your work.
Where did this whole idea come from? What birthed Deadloch and brought it into your lives?
It happened when we were both very new mums. You know, for that first year, you spent a lot of time at home. We would just watch a lot of crime drama.
We were watching Broadchurch and I had only known Olivia Colman from comedies, and so I was like, oh, Broadchurch is a comedy, and so I
started watching it.
And I was like, oh, this is
that's going to be hard for them to turn this round, make it funny.
And so we started to think about what would happen if we took a show like that, tonally like that, but then just kind of dialed it just a little bit up a bit and towards the, you know, the comedy direction. The first beach scene with Sven and Abby, and it's very dark, but it's also very funny, and you know, so we're always sort of playing with that tension of something that's really dark and serious, but also very funny.
Sorry, ma'am. Kath said not to call you after hours because you're doing no devices between 7 and 7 for work-life balance.
A dead body trumps work-life balance, Constable.
Ben Chessel, how did you come into this? You've done a lot of drama, you've done a lot of comedy. Now you get Deadloch, like, you know, mixed in all together there. How did you think about this massive show?
That was in my mind all day, every day shooting. It was just like, how funny is this moment? How dark is this moment? Is it both? Does every moment have to be both those things, or can you have some moments which are just dark and some moments which are just funny and some moments which are both things? That challenge is what kind of attracted me to it.
What is it? Oh, okay. Well, that's Gavin's penis. It was accidentally sent to Trent's phone. That was sent just before the fight.
Kate Vox, tell us about Dulcie Collins. Where is she in her life when we meet Dulcie?
Dulcie's gone from a very fast-paced detective career in Sydney to a very slow-paced police career in Deadloch. She's kind of just a little resigned, maybe, yeah, and definitely
dead
underwhelmed.
inside, maybe?
No, yeah, like I think there's sparks to come.
Mads, tell us about Eddie Redcliffe.
She absolutely has been recruited to come into town to help solve this case. She wants in, she wants out. This is just a small town, this is going to be a very simple case.
Oh, fuck me, it's colder than a witch's tit out there. Hey. G'day.
I'm sorry, you can't.
G'day. G'day.
Sorry.
G'day.
Excuse me, this is a restricted area. You can't.
Hang on a sec, my ears are blocked from the plane. Oh.
Because that's a trope of the kind of crime genre stuff, right? The two partners that are thrown together and they hate each other, or they're on very different wavelengths and they try and figure that out. Did you always knew that was going to be part of the show? And what's the Deadloch version of that dynamic, I suppose?
We always felt like this show needed to be a duo, some sort of comedy duo, and I don't know where we got that from, really.
I thought you were being serious there for a second, and I'm like, yeah, I can't think of where we got the idea to write two women being funny with each other. I just don't know where that came from.
Gavin, open. That was open.
Kate, tell us about writing this thing, because I believe that took place during a goddamn pandemic. How did you do that?
Sure did.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it.
We sort of figured out that we could take the girls to a park and let them play on the play equipment, and we'd sit on a picnic rug because we're allowed to have picnics with each other. That was like the one bit that the government would let us do, is have picnics. So we could have picnics on this picnic rug and write that way. And then also like the girls, like our daughters, what if they were hungry? What if they required things that children need?
So like bring a beach trolley down with like anything they could possibly need. You brought a beach shelter.
I bought a really good beach shelter.
I met someone and she's like, yeah, and like she knew me from the catering show. She said, yeah, I actually saw you and McCartney in a park 2 years ago. Like you were living in a tent?
Oh my God.
We weren't living there. We weren't living there. But, you know, that's kind of...
We were talking to our imaginary friends. Building our little world.
Must have looked like we're in a really bad way.
Really bad state, yeah. Really falling on hard times.
I reckon also one of the first stories you told me when I got there was the cunt manifesto.
Obviously, it's a rude show and there's a lot of extreme language in it, but it was incredibly important to us to keep every last cunt.
No cunt left behind.
No cunt left behind.
I wrote a 4-page essay entitled "The Use of the Word Cunt in the Australian Vernacular."
The Oxford Dictionary defines
It really
cunt.
was. It really was like a master's thesis type thing. Like I really recognised the language. I was like, I see what he's doing.
I spent quite a long time on it.
So that is all for episode 1. Make sure you watch episode 2 and join us here for the Deadloch Town Hall. Also find more town halls, photos and trivia only in X-Ray. We'll catch you next time.